I was just sitting here, an hour before session starts.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like,
It is.
I didn't think you'd be here. That's
Yeah,
just,
it's crazy.
I didn't think you'd be here.
I didn't either.
Uh huh, uh huh. I mean, you know what? That makes sense. But now it's secret time.
Oh shit.
Secret time, secret time. Everybody likes secret time.
I love Secret Time.
I mean, who doesn't love secret time? At least, that's just me, though. That's just me. So, are you ready to begin?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, at this point, we're going to pick up close to midnight on the 24th of Bayoct. You've made your way back to Eberau, taking back routes, being unseen, keeping your cover. At this point, though, you know that you need to get in and learn more about what's been happening. At least, that is the mission that you were given. So what are you doing?
Um, I think. Well, it is midnight. I think I'm gonna lose a lot of the outer garb that I typically wear
Okay.
because no one sees me. I feel like that's recognizable,
Mm-hmm.
so gonna lose that. And where do I begin?
You would know that on the interior of this place there are intent detectors that can go off if you go through certain doorways that can be seen. Even on the main doorway here, there's intent detectors. Based on your intel as well, most of the windows are locked here for obvious reasons. But this late, not a lot of people about, more than usual though, as there are still seraphs in the city helping to get Eberau back and better than ever after the recent terror attack.
Okay. Um, I do I know what floor I'm supposed to try and get to?
You don't.
Okay. Is there any floor that seems like darker than the rest? Like would suggest that there's people or people aren't in there?
As you look to more of the top floors, those seem pretty much dark. So, the higher ranking captains, the chief, likely have all gone home for the night. Their offices empty.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and scale it.
Gotcha. Going slow, then making sure you don't slip.
Yes.
Okay. Are you trying to be overly stealthy, or are you just focusing on don't slip, just go one handhold after another?
I am trying to be stealthy.
All right. Then go ahead and make a physical check at benefit 1.
Okay. Damn, only two successes.
2, still good. As you climb up, takes you a while. don't slip and fall, though, which is good. But as the midnight hour comes and goes, about 1 a.m., you reach kind of those top levels.
Okay. Um, the windows up here are also locked as
All
well, I'm assuming.
right. How many you checking?
Uh, Only the ones on like my side of the building.
Gotcha. Then, as you go ahead and check, just sliding up and around, going to each window, they're all locked. You find one though that seemingly looks in on like a small library that is like a little bit loose.
Okay. Well, that'll be my in then. Um, what are the locks like?
They seem to be basic locks here. Nothing magical or anything. That's pretty cost prohibitive to do that across an entire building like this. You do see, though, that above this window there is an intent detector.
Ah, these pieces of shit. Okay. Do all the windows have intent detectors?
You can see that all of them do, yes.
What am I supposed to do here? Okay. Okay. What do intent detectors actually do?
Yeah. So the intent detector itself scans the intent of a person, trying to detect anything major, like if you have any negative intent. So, like, you might have an intent to, I don't know, like, oh, I'm gonna like eat someone's food from the refrigerator. That's not going to trigger this intent detector. Major negative intent, like crimes or something like that. That is what will make them go off. They can potentially be circumvented with materials. You know that you're not sure which ones off the top of your head, or they can be theoretically disabled with tools, or if you're just able to have the right frame of mind, some very skilled people can just walk right through them. But like your average person probably isn't doing that.
Okay. Um, are they like an alarm system that if one goes offline, it's gonna freak out?
To your knowledge, no. Now, if they get overly tampered with, like they will make a loud noise, but it's more like an alert system.
Okay. Um, all right. Can I crack this thing open and try and disable it?
Sure. What are you using to try and disable it?
Uh, Using my dagger and probably the head of one of my crossbow bolts.
Gotcha. So you can make a physical or a mental check then.
Okay.
Up to you.
Or uh, that probably won't work. Okay. Two successes again.
With mental?
Uh, yes.
Okay. As you go then, you start prying open the mechanism. It's a little complicated. As you kind of open it up, you're like, you can see its core, you see all of the arcane connections that are made to it. You have a choice. 3 is what you needed in order to like fully disable it. With 2, you could disable it quickly. Still make some noise, though. As you're, like, looking at it.
Uh, um,
Or you can attempt to, with 2 successes, like, mess with it a bit. Try and make some sort of adjustment. Because you're inside, you're looking at the guts of this
yeah.
intent detector. But that would be another check.
Well, I think first I'm gonna break that lock on the window.
Okay. Fairly easy. As, given enough time, you can go ahead and take dagger, crack it open, and,
Yeah.
you can go through.
All right. Now for this intent detector, I'll try another check to see if I can fiddle with it.
Gotcha. Are you using anything else to fiddle with it, or are you still using dagger, crossbow head to mess with it?
That's all I got.
Okay.
So,
Is your intent to disable, or is your intent to, like, shift it in some way?
um, I think we have to stick with disable because I don't think I'm smart enough to figure out how to shift its scanner.
Gotcha. Then go ahead for me and make another mental check.
Okay. Come on. Ah! Dang it! It's fine. It's fine.
As you hit, like, this critical point, it starts going, "Meow, meow, meow,"
Where's the speaker coming from?
from inside of it.
Can I just fucking jab the speaker?
Yep, just you jab the speaker as it's still, like, blinking. You took out the noise, at least. Don't know how long until someone will probably come to check.
Yeah. All right. I'm slipping in then.
All right, you kind of slip in to this small library, looking around. Single door that goes out probably into the main corridor hallway that runs through this tower. What you doing?
Um. Well, if I'm looking for a rat, right? That's what I'm starting to work on that.
For your job, you're looking for the person who the rats are going to.
Okay. Well, the inspector that I killed, would his office have been here?
Um, the Yes, his office would have been here.
All right. Well, someone had to tip them off about the crow and owl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start there.
All right, going into the office then.
Yep.
As, like, you pop out, peek your head, long hallway, and you can see just, like, a tired looking guard, like, beginning to head in the direction of this, like, small kind of like legal library that you're in. What are you doing?
Um, I'm gonna back into like a corner near that doorway and wait for him to either pass, go through, and then slip behind him.
Gotcha. So are you slipping into the same room that you were in, or just, like,
Yes.
okay? Then go ahead and make a physical check at benefit 1.
Okay. I'm hiding in darkness, so my thing should still proc, right?
It does, yes.
Okay. Oh, come on. Oh, no, 4.
Yeah, no, 4's good. 4's good, buddy.
Yeah.
As you slip into the corner, guard comes into the room, and, like, you can see that he doesn't detect you. Instead, his eyes go over to the open kind of, like, window and goes, "Shit." Starts walking over, like, generally inspecting, looking at the lock, the intent detector that's blinking.
Yeah. I'm trying to get out into the hallway and down to the office.
Gotcha. Then as you kind of like slip out of the room, heading down the hallway, looking around, go ahead and make a mental check to see how quickly you'll be able to find his office.
Okay. God damn it.
All right. Then as you are going around, like at least on this floor, on an initial like search, you find nothing that would indicate on which level of like this multi-story building this one inspector's office would be. At the current moment, you'd have to comb like every floor hoping to find it.
Fuck. Okay. What other offices are on this level?
This level are like captains' offices mostly. People who are handling like different teams of guards who are conducting activities through the city.
Okay. I'm gonna need to find the offices of people who are doing like I don't even know what it would be considered for them, but like I guess like detectives just in general then.
Gotcha. Um, then you could, as you're going through, attempt to find the offices of what is essentially like covert planning operations, where these are the captains who are overseeing, the rats, those like secret undercover initiatives that the town's guard have going on. So go ahead and make a physical or mental check to see if you can go ahead and like spot that group of offices on this floor.
Okay. Two successes.
You're able to find it as you kind of creep through the halls, like you hear the sound of kind of the guard behind just kind of like cussing as slipping in between these dark corners. A few times you have to like slip against a wall again, as now more guards are heading up the stairs, just kind of like looking over this floor. But you keep on moving and eventually find, an office of a grouping of a few captains that have different titles, like captain of undercover operations, captain of informant relations, captain of strategic planning, stuff like that.
Okay. I'm gonna start with the undercover operations.
Gotcha. And as you go, get to the door, kind of open it up. Small office, you know, um, oak desk, few filing cabinets. You can see that there appears to be like a cold bowl of what you can assume to have once been like some sort of like pasta on the table. Looks like this captain just kind of like left in a hurry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess through the filing cabinet we go. Can I lock the door behind me?
You can
I'm gonna do
click,
that.
then you go ahead, lock the door. Searching through, you're looking for the investigator that you met outside the Crow and Owl, correct?
Um,
Or are you looking for something else in the
yeah.
files?
At this point, something else.
Okay.
I'm just looking for anything where they mention the Zocco family and like a rat.
Ooh, okay. Then, as you're going through, you do find out, like, that there is information on the Zocco family, particularly how there are now three informants within the Zocco family, and there appears to be like one particular contact who's handling the Zocco family cases, and at least like in this file, it notes how the Zoccos may be partially responsible, along with the other families, for activity in the harbor. They don't know why yet, but they're working on it. They note that the Zoccos are probably responsible for recent bombings and activity. They're keeping an eye on that. They don't have a whole lot of proof yet, but they're looking into it. And there is one report from the overall handler of the rats, a figure named Estevan Urine, who is quote unquote like the handler for the Zoccos, that says that he has potential information on the disappearance of a seraph within the city, and he's working to get more information, but he's already been provided some. And he's given a packet of information to this particular captain, whose name is Nico Kolzig.
Okay. Kolzig. Okay. Um, awesome.
But from what you can tell, most of like the information and files are being overseen by Detective Ureen, whose office is on the 5th floor.
Flora Maya?
You're currently on the 8th.
Awesome. Okay. Um, I guess I need to work my way down 3 levels.
Are you trying to take stairs or the lift?
Stairs.
Stairs. Then as you kind of like make your way there, on the doorway of every staircase is an intent detector.
God, can't they please? All right, what about the lift?
The lift, like as you like go and look at it, at least on the outside, you don't see any intent detector.
Okay. What's the possibility of sending the lift down and like sending it to like the 4th floor and being on top of the lift?
That's a possibility.
Gonna
Probably
try
make
that.
have to go ahead and make a physical check at benefit 1 to like try and get the lift doors open yourself. But you are
Yeah.
an Aether Soul, so have that possibility.
Four
Oh,
successes.
easy then. As you quickly hit the lift, it begins to come up, opens. You quickly looking left and right, kind of in this moment, hopefully not being seen, go hit the 4th floor, step out, wait for the doors to close, then quickly throw open the lift doors, jump down as it begins to descend. And then there's a point where it stops. And you are standing on top of the lift and can like see the lip of the 5th floor above. Are you climbing up and out?
Yep.
Then, as you do, climb up, pull open the doors, go through on the 5th floor now.
All right. Time to find Esteban's office, right?
Yes. Then, as you go through, it's not that hard to find once you have the name. Estevan Urine's office is located amongst a bunch of different investigator offices. As you go, like these are people who handle like interrogations for the town's guard, questioning. They go through and kind of do like special planning as well. They wear a lot of hats, but overall, Estevan Urine is a person who is supposed to acquire information. That is what this particular group does. And as you kind of head up to the office, try the door, it's locked. And you actually see that he's jammed like a metal instrument in his keyhole, almost like in a way to try and stop lockpicking. This guy knows something. He's
Is there
paranoid.
is there any other ways into the office
As
that I can
you
see?
as you look, there's a small like window on the top of the door frame as you peek in, and like this office does have a window facing the outside.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with another intent detector, but you said there's one on top of the door?
There's like a small window. Yeah, it's like made of glass, so like someone can like technically like peek in just to see if like the person is inside the office or not.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at my. So what do I have? What kind of door handle is it?
Um, it's I mean
Is it
it's
like
what
the curved
it's like a
handle or like a
horizontal.
knob?
It's like a horizontal handle for grab and twist. It's not a knob. Actual handle.
Okay. 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 Gonna wrap my hand in a cloth. Try and punch through the glass of the that. Well, wait. Is there glass
There is glass, yeah.
on the door itself, or
Mm-hmm.
just the that window above?
On the on the window above the door, there is glass. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and punch through that.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go ahead and make a roll to see if anyone hears. Break it. Wait a sec. Don't hear anyone coming as of right now.
All right. Grabbing my rope. Gonna tie like a little slip knot.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna try and feed it through and see if I can kind of fit it over the handle and pull it up.
Gotcha. Then you'd be able to do that as there is a kind of like a rattling, as you have to kind of jimmy it a bit in order to first unlock it. And then, kind of with the movement inside, there is a metal piece that goes through the door itself, the locks, to kind of like hold it in place that you need to like use the
Yeah.
slip knot to pull out. But after a good like half hour of this task, you are eventually able to go ahead and open the door. At this point, it's about 3 a.m.
Okay. Running out of time. That's fine. Go in, close it behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Time to search for these informants. Any
Gotcha.
information on them?
Then, as you go in, you can see all these awards on the walls for Estevan Urine. And as you start going through his files, this is the dude who interrogated Desmond Darax and Phantasma as they were captured at the guard office. And he got their file. As you start going through, you can see that the three informants for the family are Desmond Darax, Phantasma, and an individual named Nikita Zador. Each one of them has a file on them. Who do you want to read about
Nik-
first?
Nikita Zador?
Yep, I will give you the name.
Oh, this is. Oh, I was almost correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Um, Gonna start with Desmond.
Desmond. Desmond had a special stamp put on him. that allows the town's guard to track him and listen to what he says at all times, and also for him to be able to talk to the town's guard as well. However, only hours after agreeing to be an informant and giving up all his information, he went rogue and betrayed his handler, the guard. So now there's a order for capture out on Desmond Darax, and specifically, they know about his lookings in to Derevo in a warehouse there. They have suspicions of him participating in terrorist activity, and so a team of crack investigators are waiting for him at Derevo because Nikita Zador alerted the guard that he was going to Derevo because Desmond has been getting spied on. And so now they are locked in on Desmond. Specifically, Estevan writes that Desmond might have information that could blow the recent happenings wide open. As with his file, Estevan notes that Mr. Darax is wild, has an explosive personality, throws caution to the wind, and seemingly has no regard for mortal life, which fits the description of potentially those who might be carrying out these recent crimes. So the town's guard are very, very interested in him. In fact, it seems like Estevan prepared like a whole massive briefing about like all like his Zocco informants, and that is what was given to Nico Kolzig.
All right. We'll briefly go over Phantasma, but I think Nikita is our big target.
You would think that, wouldn't you? But then, as you go ahead and start reading the file for Phantasma, your blood runs cold. Ice fucking cold, Walker. Phantasma is a loyal informant. Phantasma has been feeding information. Phantasma worked with them. And you realize that the true situation for the Zocco family is far, far, far worse than you ever could have thought, because you find in the file the last message sent by Phantasma. The Seraph is captive but alive. Exact location unknown, but some access to their power has been gained. This has lit a fire under the guard and the people here. Unlike anything else, they're trying to get more information, but they have a belief that the Zocco family has the Seraph somewhere. The true heat you are under is a 9. People are preparing. Estevan gave this information to his superior, Nico Kolzig. Right now, based on messages between Nico and Estevan, it seems like Nico is preparing in the next few days to give an entire briefing to the local Seraphs And this will, I mean, the only reason as you're looking at the messages why Nico is going slow is they're worried the Zocco family might kill the Seraph. They're keeping things under wraps. But if Nico Kolzig gets his way, and this information truly gets out to Amlathea, the full might of the government is coming down on the Zocco family. Walker, immediately, you know, you need to burn this information, burn the operation, burn Kolzig before this can get out. Because if you do not, if this whole operation is allowed to happen, if Kolzig is allowed to get support, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. God damn it. Okay. Okay.
And Phantasma is considered their second most loyal member, but Estevan is noting their usefulness and how, like, they can really make them rise through the ranks.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well then, fuck. Kolzig was back at the eighth floor, right?
Kolzig was 8th floor. That was his office, yes.
Shit. Okay. Uh, what time is it?
3:45 a.m.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go back.
Go back.
I've got the perfect back to Kolzig. If this is the perfect chance to at least get things rolling for this next mission.
Gotcha. Then, are you taking the Nikita files as well, just like getting everything you can? Or are you
Yeah.
leaving files there trying to... Well, I mean, glass is
Well-
already broken, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you would also see, though, as you're looking through all the communications in the files, a small, like, metal square with a series of gemstones in it. And as you're kind of, like, looking it over, it's a transponder, a communication device, which allows messages to be sent to each one of the rats, at least those who have been put under Estevan's purview. Are you taking that?
Yeah. Yeah. We can use that.
Then you can add the rat phone to your inventory.
Yay. Okay.
But heading back up to the 8th floor, correct?
Yep.
Gotcha. You can do that. Same strategies before?
Yep.
All right. Then, after a few minutes of sneaking, you can go ahead and make it back up to Kolzig's office.
Okay. All right. I'm looking through files. Anything related to the Zocco family?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you find
Gonna.
Zocco family files. Yeah.
I'm gonna snatch those.
Okay. All of them.
Yep.
Okay.
And then. Fuck it. Anything else on any of the other families?
Okay. So you're just like clearing out all the documentation they have.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Then you can certainly do so.
It seems like the guards have quieted down.
The guards are still looking, but they think that like it might have been like an animal or something, because like the lock was already old and busted. Like the intent detector was kind of like maybe on the fritz. They're still on alert though. You're still sneaking around them.
Okay. What's their presence on the eighth floor?
You've seen two or three teams walking about at this point.
How close is the library?
Probably about 5 minutes away from your current location.
Fuck. All right. What does it take for an intent detector? Like, all right, hypothetically, let's say I open the interior windows, I stick my hand crossbow to that lock, like right where it, you know, and like shoot it, and then I hop through and like slid down.
It would probably go off as you hopped out.
Okay. Mm, Fuck it. I'm gonna try and go back out through the library.
Okay, go ahead and make a physical check then for me. As you kind of like poke your head out after taking everything, um, and as you're going, you're aware that um, the you've not taken out Estevan. He is still in the Wrangler position along with you, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. Then
I didn't think he was here right now.
correct. But
Okay.
the goal was to essentially make him look bad and leak that damaging information to like at least take him down a notch so that you could secretly take over as the Wrangler or someone else within the Zocco family.
Oh, I'm going.
Mhm.
Okay.
Finding the contact, leaking some damaging details about them, some way, somehow,
Yeah.
purging that documentation, taking over secretly as the Wrangler.
Oh, okay. Fuck it. I've got everything I need from Kolzig. Let's go back to Estevan.
All right, sneaking back down.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's about 4:30 a.m. I need you to go ahead and make a physical check again. Benefit 1, as now people are beginning to arrive into the office.
Okay. Fuck. One success.
One success. As you go ahead and start doing this operation, as you're like pulling open the door again, you hear down the corridor someone say, "Hey, what are you doing? Mark, is that you?" And like you quickly just like step in because you're already like opening the door, stepping on to the elevator and going down, but you were seen. The alert is likely going up very quickly.
All right. We're moving quick then.
Okay? Then, as you get down to the fifth floor again, get out, you don't know how much longer you have. What you doing?
Getting into Esteban's office.
Gotcha. You run over to Estevan's office, dodging a guard patrol, but make it there once again, getting inside.
All right. We're just tearing through this place looking for anything. Anything at this point.
Um, like anything in particular?
Um, fuck. Think. What can I do? What can I do? Um, Shit. I need to find some kind of dirt on him. But he seems like a good cop. That's the okay. Um, I'm gonna
I would
I'm gonna
say,
leave.
as you're going, like, just like in the desk, you would find an Elementrix blaster. You'd find like a family photo album. Like in kind of a bottom drawer, there's an unopened bottle of Kovarovian vodka, like a really nice one, probably is like a gift or something. He's got a a few sets of what appear to be like really nice vintage knives that he keeps, probably like collector's edition or something like that. And the rest of his desk is like paperwork, files, stuff like that. Fairly clean, fairly organized.
Excuse me. All right. I am going to grab a blank sheet of paper. Um, I'm gonna leave a bag of 1,000 talents and say thank you for your help. Um, and what's the head of the Zocco family's title?
The key.
The key. Regards, the key, and leave that on his desk.
Okay.
How much time would it take for me to try and copy the big notes, the most damning information, and then put everything back?
Um, that would be a roll, but I would say anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour.
All right. I guess I'm also gonna add more payment to come. And then I'm gonna try and sneak out. I'm gonna leave his door like wide open, maybe leave a light on so someone goes and finds it.
Gotcha. Are you trying to like clean up the glass or anything?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Gotcha. I assume so. Then clean up the glass and go. As you kind of make your way out into the hallway now, it's about 5 a.m., which means like people are in here. They're moving. Like you quickly have to like duck back in as they're making their morning tea and coffee. Like conversations are starting up. Morning meetings are going. Like you're in here. Are you going to try and like just keep a low profile, sneak through, or what's your goal?
Um, I'm gonna keep a. How quickly do you think I could get out of a window?
How quickly?
Yeah.
I mean, if you open it from the inside, it's throwing open a window and jumping out
Oh shit.
because they're locked from the inside.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that and like close the window behind me as I try and scale down.
Gotcha. Then, as you open the window, jump out, you hear the intent detector, make a physical check to attempt to scale down. Are you doing so quickly, stealthily, carefully? What are you doing with that?
Uh, quickly.
Quickly? Gotcha. Then
Yeah.
just go ahead, make that physical check.
2.
Two, you're able to scale down. You have 5 floors then, as you hear like shouts from like the interior, as people are thinking like something's happened as you like jump down onto the streets themselves. What are you doing?
Booking it and mingling into the crowd.
Gotcha. Then go ahead and make a physical, mental, or spirit check to attempt to blend into the crowd.
Okay. Another 2 successes.
And as you are moving very quickly, you jump into kind of an alley, darting through into kind of a main thoroughfare. As you're going through, you can see those early kind of crowds of people beginning to move through as the sun is just beginning to rise in Eberau. And very quickly, very carefully, you slide into the crowd
Okay.
and you're gone.
All right. Hopefully that 1,000 talents pays off.
Hopefully, hopefully. But as you kind of like look down at the bundle of papers and documents you took, at this moment, you also would know Desmond Darax is catching a ship to Derevo today. He might already be on the ship.
Fuck. All right. All right. Oh, I. Okay, hold on. Quest word. What is it? It's bomb.
Bomb.
Yeah, okay. Is there anything on losing the mission?
What do you mean losing the mission?
Like, say they don't go on it. Like, would there be any consequences?
Um, it would probably be. There would likely be a consequence. There would probably be like a loss of order and power because the other people would sense like fear or weakness. Because there's already been like work put in to the mission, but like that is if you can even stop Desmond from going on the mission.
Okay. That'll be okay. That's all right. I guess I'll turn in these files. I guess anonymously now.
To the key.
'Cause- Yes.
Gotcha. Then the key will go ahead and nod. And essentially, since like this mission is done, you could return. They would just probably say, "Oh, the point of that was to like test the team, and also because you had an important operation going against the Dorochi family, and there were concerns that there might be leaked information to the Dorochis or something like that. However you want to play it, up to you. But the main point is like keeping like what you did here pretty secret.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have. It's gonna be like, oh, it was a test. I'm not gonna have any reason for these rats to think that they're, because like I feel like if they're like, oh, we're having an operation, we can have leaks to the Dorochis. Like they could see through that. I feel like,
Yeah.
or get suspicious. So I don't want. I want away from that angle.
Yep. So just saying, yeah, it was a test.
Yeah.
Then that's fair. That's good. No problemo. How are you wanting to go ahead and handle the session tonight? What would Walker attempt to do? Is he going to try and meet Desmond on the ship? Is he going to try and like beat him to Derevo? What is your plan to approach this?
Um. Fuck. How do I do this? Uh, I am almost tempted to pull a Luthen,
Hmm.
if you catch my drift, with Krieger.
Oh, just what? Let him go?
Yeah, because I also, if I feel if I intervene, the rats are also going to get suspicious.
Maybe.
Or if I stop him, they're going to get suspicious. Because why else? Why? Because they know him. Yeah, I'll tag along, but like I'm staying the fuck back.
Gotcha. So you're trying to meet up with Desmond on
Yeah,
the ship. Okay. Fair, fair. And then just you have knowledge of what is waiting in the wings.
yeah,
Gotcha, gotcha. Fair enough. Then, after you turn in everything to the key, will you then be heading to the docks trying to catch a ship?
yep.
Alright. Then it is here where we will end our secret session.
Oh my god. All right, I've got to fix up my mess. Let this happen.
Well, I mean, now, whenever the rats send messages,
Yeah,
they go to you.
I'll get them. Hmm.
And you can also be privy to any other messages sent. At least by Estevan, whoever is in that role if they remain.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that was the window that I went out. Was that near his office? Like people would have seen the open.
I was in his office.
Oh, okay. So there.
Yeah,
Thank God. Thank. Okay.
yeah,
I'm gonna keep tabs on that then. All right.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna go, uh, like, get some food before the session starts.